Hi, everyone. Thank you for choosing to look at my video today. I really appreciate that. I did move into another office space, so I do have some things that are still kind of around in the background, but they're coming together. Hope you guys are doing good. This is going to be a reading for Divine Feminine or people that identify as being manifestors. Um, and this reading is from Mercury Retrograde. We're in the first day. So this is a Friday. This reading is going to be for today, Friday, Saturday, and also Sunday. Okay. So the first part that we're going to look into the reading is we're going to look into the spiritual messages that we get. And this part of the reading, we're looking into your higher self. We're looking into any sort of guides that may be with you, angels, ancestors, God's voice, all that kind of stuff. And we're going to look into where we're at with this energy right now when it comes to Mercury retrograde. Okay, so Divine Feminine. The first thing that we have right now at the base is we have the number 12, which is the observer. So this is about really at the base listening to spirit's advice, um, letting spirit be your guide, being able to see things that maybe you can't sense out right now or can't see. These things are a bit murky. So you're really relying, really needing to rely at the basis is your own intuition and where you should be at, right? There's not going to be an explanation for everything. And that's where the sunshine is going to be. Okay. So in this card with the observer, hold on, let me pull this out. This really talks about in the background, there's a whole bunch of little eyes, and he's blindfolded. So he's using God's eyes to guide him where he needs to go, where he needs to be, but he's not using his own. And then that's where everything is revealed because we have the sun. That's where the sunshine is, good fortune. Um, Really relying on that intuition right now. A lot of you probably have a feeling of not knowing where to go, not knowing where to be, not knowing what to do next. And this comes with the seven of chalices, choosing wisely. You know what I mean? Choosing things wisely and having discernment on where to put your work, Eight of Pentacles, right? And ultimately, at the end, five, which is the Hierophant, which is the guide to guiding you into something non traditional, guiding you into a change of some kind when it comes to how you see things, when it comes, your intuition is guiding you to something a little bit different. And that's the basis. That's the basis of the path of where you're going, what you're doing, all of that. So in the center energy, there's a lot of messages that are coming to you right now. You probably do have a lot of messages. We just talked about that. And that's in the center. And that's spirit, giving you guidance, giving you messages because it knows that you cannot see very far. Like I said, what I'm kind of sensing is a little bit of murkiness. So murky waters, murky air. You can't see very far ahead as far as when it comes to intuition. It's a little bit uncomfortable because you're probably used to seeing 50 steps ahead and you can only see five, right? So in the recent past, partnership comes up. Messages about partnerships, messages about the people that you have around you. This is love partnerships. So this can be your significant other, this can be your friend, this can be somebody that you have a emotional connection with, okay? And right now in the current energy, there's messages coming to you about a five of swords. So this is about maybe somebody who really, what I like to say about this card is there's three perspectives. So on one perspective, there's the man, and he had the five of swords. He had five swords. And in the background, there's the leopard. and he killed the leopard with three of those swords, and he has one of the swords in his hands ready to kill whatever else is next. And he thought that he got away with it because at the bottom you see there's a road there. If there's kind of like a barrier of the jungle and where people are able to walk. And if you notice, he killed the leopard in the jungle. He didn't kill the leopard on the road. And then there's the lion looking in the background who watched the whole thing go on. So there's a change in how you see a situation. Somebody didn't do right. Somebody did something very harsh, very out of pocket, very, they were meaner than they really needed to be. And there's an audience behind that saw that. Now, here's the thing, what's watching in the background is the lion, and the lion is the king of the jungle, right? So the head of the jungle saw this injustice and is not happy about it. And the person thinks that they got away with it. And that's something that is happening right now. There's messages about this. However, that would shape up into your life, and it probably has to deal with something with a relationship. Maybe you were in a relationship with somebody and, they cheated or they weren't right. They didn't do you right. Maybe you had a friend and they didn't do you right. They did something sneaky or they kind of undermined you or whatever. It could be whatever it is, some sort of an emotional relationship. And it may not be necessarily the person that you were in a relationship with. It could be somebody outside of the relationship. Because if you notice, even here, the lion and the leopard would have a more prominent relationship than the man that's walking because he's not in the jungle. He doesn't live in the jungle. So he's an outsider coming in and creating havoc and coming in and committing murder, right? In the jungle. And it's like it didn't have to happen because he wasn't necessarily a part of the jungle. He wasn't a part of the relationship. So what I'm actually really sensing is it's a relationship that is emotional for you. And somebody else from the outside or something else from the outside really did something to do that relationship in, but they didn't have any business being in that relationship. So it's a third party kind of. So now in the near future, we have this energy of the Seven of Swords. And this talks about a different level of illusions. This talks about hiding things. It talks about trickery because we have that same lion there, right? So now we continue the story with the lion. If you notice here, messages is coming down. We have the two people that are together. We have the man in the jungle with the lion looking, watching him do injustice. And now we have the lion there looking at the baboon as the baboon is drinking in the water and wearing a mask on the other side of the face. And the mask is making the lion sad, but there's a trickster of some kind. In the near future, Seven of Swords. There is a tricky energy as far as you may want to maneuver craftily in the near future. Try not to say things. Try not to tell all your plans. Not necessarily lie, but try not to tell all your plans. Um, and be aware of people that have masks that are around you. The masks are really beautiful right now. They are prominent, they are beautiful, and they're very tricky. So be mindful of that coming up in the near future this weekend. And at the end, we have the Knight of Pentacles, something coming, something being delivered, something that took a very long time to get there. This is the ultimate result. So this may happen as an ultimate result. This may be something that's happening after the weekend. It may not happen in the weekend. For a lot of you, maybe it's going to be 50-50. For some of you, it's going to happen during the weekend. For others of you, it's going to happen after some time, because this is something, this can happen in about a month, or this could be near the end of Mercury retrograde. But as far as, because that's the ultimate result. But you're this weekend, you're going to be in a bit of a crafty mood. You're going to be behaving intentionally. I see intentionally. Um and you know what that means. You'll know what that means as it comes up. But you're going to be behaving very intentionally when you're talking with people because of that injustice and getting messages about that injustice. And then you're going to be receiving more messages about tricky behavior, and people not telling the truth. You may be withholding information. It's all about who you trusted, who you trust, who you don't trust. It's a lot of messages coming in about that. But we're going to look a little bit deeper into this Knight of Pentacles energy, which is at the end, the ultimate result, as far as something solid coming into your life, something solid that you can build upon. Okay. Now, ultimately, it's coming in. Okay, we got a lot of cards. A lot of cards are always fun. But we're going to look into the base of what's going on with this Knight. So the first thing, as far as the base goes, is there's a 5 of Pentacles. So this is an energy of lack. This is the broke card, right? And this is broke on morals, money, material things, having less, going through losses, right? And that's the first thing. And then we go back one step and we get to the 4. So we went from the 5 to the 4. So for the feminines, you may have had to step back in building your life. You haven't gone from the 5 to the 1 or the 5 to the 2, but you had to take one step back to kind of stabilize your life. You were at a 5, you kind of had to take in a loss, and now you're at a 4 where you're building upon a foundation again. Some of you may have had to go with, maybe this could be a car, this could be something with a house, this can be maybe a family, maybe you don't have somebody in your life anymore or whatever, but you had to lose out on something in order to get this Knight of Pentacles offer. And then we also have a change of emotions here with the 5 of Cups. So as you're scaling back and as you're building up your foundations again and stabilizing yourself, you're at this 5 of Cups energy. Emotionally, it's a little hard because you feel like you lost out. But there's so much that you do have. And that's very important to understand. It's very important to realize is that you have a lot, actually. You have all the pieces that you need to succeed. And then there's a hidden piece here. This is the Moon. So there's a hidden piece here of this could be something coming. The reason behind all of this, you're not really sure about it right now. It's not revealing its whole self to you. There's a piece there. And almost all the Moon is shown. You have the majority of the Moon shown, but there's a little bit of the Moon that's covered up in shadow right there. And what's hidden is we have this 10 of Swords here. Now, this talks about endings and going into another beginning. And the 10 of Swords really talks about getting screwed over, having a painful ending of some kind, where you got stabbed in the back and it really, really hurt. It really hurt. But the cycle is ended. What I like to always say about this card as well is this is kind of in this deck, what it reminds me of is actually being stabbed in the back so much that it kind of almost turns you into a monster. And you see that the monster is devouring the people that put all those swords in the back. So there is a bit of you that is a little there's a piece that's coming out. There's a lethal piece coming out in the divine feminine energy. There's like that, somebody can be very nurturing. A bear can be very nurturing to their cubs, but then they can also be a mama bear. And if you get around those cubs, it's going to be one of the scariest things that you ever saw. And so there is a bit of, you have a protection. You've ended a cycle with so many with swords in your back, and you've ended a cycle in pain that you're channeling that pain, but you're channeling that pain to the people that stabbed you in the back. That's very important. It's a different, normally, divine feminine is very forgiving, very gentle, very sweet, but it's come to there's some people that have abused it and misused it. And so now divine feminine is actually being rough. And it's scarier than like a divine masculine's rough. So then the next thing that we have is we have the King of Wands energy, and that's doing what you want. So it's kind of like no more people pleasing, no more, no more trying to forgive, nobody, I don't feel like it, right? That's that energy that I get from that is I don't feel like giving you another chance for the 69th time. You know what I mean? It's not about second chances. It's when people need a seventh, eighth, 15th, 20th, 30th chance. You know what I mean? And there's success in this. There's six of wands. There's success in this. There's a lot of success in this and in this energy change, right? It's a lot of success. And it's a bit of why spirit has pushed divine feminine, has pulled divine feminine through this, is so that divine feminine has the ability to protect herself, his self, he or she, whichever one you are, and get into balance with that masculine energy. And that masculine energy is like, I'm not taking any of this BS. I'm not taking it. Divine feminine is the same way. Divine feminine will not take BS, but divine feminine is very forgiving and very abundant in giving of their energy. They have overabundance and they give of that energy. Versus the masculine is very discerning with that energy. They have an overabundance, but they're discerning about whether or not or who they're going to give that out to. And that's the type of strength in that balance piece that you're attaining here. It's showing your teeth, right? So that's the basis of why that Knight of Pentacles is coming in, is it's a whole shift of energy as far as going through loss, going through being stabbed in the back, and having that altar where you're no longer so easy to screw over. You're no longer so easy to stab in the back. It's not an easy thing. It's going to take somebody more work to stab you in the back than it is just to do right in the first place, right? In the Page of Swords, you're figuring out how to do this. You're dedicated to it. A lot of you guys are researching on how to do this. You're researching also opportunities, how to do something. You're learning your way about this. Now that you have your teeth and your claws and you know how to pull them out, you know how to put them back in. I mean, you know how to keep them in, but now you know how to take them out, and now you know how to scratch somebody. You're figuring out what to do with that, which is ultimately what you wanted spiritually. Spiritually, Nine of Cups, Nine of Chalices. And now you're moving forward very, very fast. Very fast. And remember, this is a weekend read. So this is an energetic change that happens this weekend. You're moving very fast towards a goal. And then ultimately, you have the Empress energy. And this is creation, manifestation. So maybe you're creating something and you're not really telling people what you're creating. You're not telling people what you're doing because it's your business, right? And it's for you to understand. And then what leads to this is ultimately a 7 of Pentacles along with the Page of Pentacles. So you're going to start growing something new. And I do believe this is something new in yourself and it'll be reflected outside of you. Okay. So this is an opportunity that's going to be coming to you from the outside. But this opportunity that's coming to you from the outside is actually a reflection of yourself with that Page of Pentacles here. Okay. And the basis of that is the 5 of Wands, chameleon, being a chameleon, changing. This is everything that we're talking about, changing and choosing a pathway, two of Wands. So being a chameleon in how you deal in situations as far as this change within yourself. The old you goes into hibernation. This is the Death card. There's pieces of you that died. The overly forgiving, the overly nice, the overly, your passive moments, because you're not a passive person. You can be, but the piece of being passive at all times is gone. That's the center energy here. You're going through a death of some kind. And you see those habits, and this is the Devil card, those habits in the past, they didn't help you because you got stabbed and you lost out. You didn't lose out on everything because you're overly abundant and you can create and you can build and you can be and you can do all this kind of stuff. You always pick back up. But do you need to fall down for somebody else just because you can pick yourself back up? Just because you can stand up on your 2 feet doesn't mean that you need to take somebody pushing you off your feet, right? And that energy is coming in now. That's that Ace of Pentacles. So whatever it is, it's coming in now. Like I said, for some of you, you're going to get this weekend. That's going to be 50%. The other 50%, you're probably going to get it from now until the end of Mercury Retrograde. But for 50% of you, you'll be getting this Ace of Pentacles this weekend. And remember, this is a reflection from what's inside of yourself, a different set of morals, a different integrity of yourself, and a more balanced energy. Because in the near future, you're going to be going through mental peace. You are going to be at peace this weekend. Mentally, you are not stressing about things that don't deserve to be stressed upon. Which leads you, Page of Wands, into a whole new pathway, a whole new passion. So you get this, ultimately, you get an offer. It's a stable offer. It's a Knight of Pentacles offer, right? You're growing something. It comes in as you're growing something, as you're building something, this offer. With this Page of Pentacles, you're able to do something new. If you have a business, that's great. Maybe you have something coming into your business that's a help. If you're trying to grow your family, maybe it's somebody in your family, coming in. And you also have a new passion. You discover a new passion within yourself. And this has something to deal with celebration. 3 of Cups. So based on celebration, based on partying, get-togethers, uh, maybe awards or whatever, based off of that, the center energy is the Ace of Wands. So as you're the Page of Wands, there's the Ace of Wands. It's something new. So for some of you, you're gonna actually be in a new role amongst a group of people. I should say, it's a new role amongst a group of people. It's also, if it's not a new role necessarily, it's something added to your role. Okay. And then we have the Lovers in the recent past. So this is about partnerships. And remember, we already got the Two of Chalices, the Two of Cups, about relationships and everything, but this is a partnership in the past. So it's going to be something in the recent past. You've worked with somebody, you've come together with somebody already for this new passion. And we have the Queen of Wands right now, and that's creating it. Right now, a lot of what I'm feeling, Divine Feminine, is you're kind of managing more than one thing at once. There's passion, there's pinnacles, there's offers, there's pages. We've got 3 pages, right? You're completely making a shift in at least 3 areas in your life so far. And those 3 areas are the things that you want and desire. How you go after what you want and desire is new. Mentality, the mind, swords. How you think about what you want and what you do is new. And the Page of Pentacles. So Pentacles. And this is what you put your energy and your effort into learning, what you build. So how you deal with your money is different. Your money and your family, your stability is going to be different. How you deal with what you desire is going to be different. And how you find out things and research things and look into things and think about things is going to be different too. And right now, we have the Queen of Wands energy when it comes to this new passion. You're creating something out of thin air. That's what the Queen of Wands does. She manifests. She doesn't let anything get in the way of that manifestation either. And we also got the King of Wands earlier in this reading. So that's the 2. They're in they are a partnership. So this could be you and maybe you're with your divine masculine, or this could be you stepping into and balancing out the divine masculine energy that's inside of yourself. As far as your feminine energy and your masculine energy that you have within yourself are going after one goal. And this could also be, maybe this is you're a divine feminine and you're partnered with a divine masculine. And that's alchemist energy, as far as somebody who can build things, somebody who can structure things, right? And you guys are one goal, one mind, going after the same thing. So while you're creating these opportunities and bringing in these opportunities, this person is grabbing these opportunities and they are building off of that, right? And in the near future, we have a star. So this weekend, definitely, because you have the star energy, you have the Empress energy, something is going to be coming in for you this weekend. It may be news of something coming in. And ultimately, so you may have, like, if you apply, if you're wanting a job, and this is just an example, if you're wanting a job and let's say you apply for the job, you may get the confirmation this weekend that you have the job, um, but or maybe you have a confirmation that they're looking at it or something, or maybe you see it and you apply for it, but your interview or your first day or your orientation may be later on. Okay, but there is there is something coming in. There's a confirmation of something coming in that you really want. And then you're at the Three of Pentacles. This is how this portion, the spiritual portion of the reading ends, is at the Three of Pentacles. This is mastery. This is mastery. You never miss your mark. You're not going to miss your mark because you have a level of shrewdness to you. So now, instead of walking through life giving people chances that they haven't deserved, you're going to be walking through life with discernment, judging people off of their actions, because this is a Pentacle card. So this is about your actions and your work and your patience that you put into something. You're going to be judging life with more discernment, divine feminine. So that's the spiritual point of the reading. And now we're going to look into the emotional piece. So this is going to be how you're processing everything that's going on with you emotionally, how you're processing it, all these messages, and how you're handling these changes. So emotionally, you are, once again, we have this Five of Pentacles upside down. This is a bit of operating at a loss here, okay? And with this Page of Pentacles Page of Cups upside down, you think you lost out on something or somebody. Maybe you feel like something was supposed to be said, or some sort of messages, or there's a loss of something here that was there, and it's a message. That's the basis. With that Page of Cups upside down, that can represent a child or somebody who is immature emotionally, and maybe you lost out dealing with something with them, or maybe you lost this person, but they're a bit emotionally immature, you know? And we have this Two of Cups upside down, feeling the loss of a relationship. Yeah. And of course, if it's, like I said, if it happens to be if it's an adult, then that's an emotionally immature adult. If it is a child, then, they're a child. And the center energy right now in this weekend is your heart is really on the loss of this connection. With this Two of Cups upside down and this Knight of Wands here, wanting to fight for this person anymore. There's an energy where you emotionally, you feel like you've been fighting for the connection. You've been fighting to connect with this person. You've been fighting to be with this person. And now you're done. In the near future, we have the Four of Cups upside down. This is a big process on this loss, processing this loss. This man, now it is upside down, but this man is with the cups and he's drinking. He's overly drinking, and the mermaid in the background is like, "What are you doing? Why are you drinking so much? Why is it like she's not really understanding?" So you could be processing emotionally a loss, and you may feel like you can't process it with other people because other people are just kind of not understanding. And then you have another knight, which is the Knight of Pentacles here. This is very interesting. You're getting through it. You're getting through it. It's a day at a time. This is a big loss. You know what I mean? It's a significant loss emotionally, and it may be taking you a while to get through it. I don't necessarily see you getting through it this weekend, but ultimately what we have is emotionally, we have the Ten of Pentacles, and that's stability. That's family. So this may be a piece of, it's okay not to go through it alone, especially with this judgment card upside down. This is forgiveness of self. This is judgment, all of that. Emotionally, there's a forgiveness that you have to give to yourself as far as with your family and the ones that are close to you, the stable people that are in your life. Of this 10 of Pentacles, there's a forgiveness. And that's something that you're going to really be processing this Mercury retrograde. This goes beyond this weekend. It's not going to be fixed altogether with this weekend, but I think after Mercury retrograde, I don't see it all getting better through Mercury retrograde, but I do see after Mercury retrograde is done, you may have a better idea of what you need to do to get over this emotional hurdle. Um, you're going to be processing a little bit. Okay. You're going to be processing these changes, and you're going to be processing, emotionally, everything that's going on, and trying to let go of the past. And what fell out was the 7 of Wands, and this is this defensiveness. And this is probably a piece of yourself that other people cannot get close to. You don't let people get close to this part of your heart, of your emotions, because it is still healing. So you're very defensive over it. And I'm even sensing that probably people that are around you, they really don't know what you're going through emotionally. I think that you hide it very well, and they don't really understand what you're going through. Some people probably don't even understand that you're still going through it, that you're still healing. So there's a forgiveness of self, though. And after Mercury retrograde, after we get through that, you're going to understand how to get there. And that's very, very important. So you can move on with the new you. When you're looking into the past and everything that happened, you want to always remember that that's not really you anymore. You've evolved, you've changed, you've matured, you've grown. So now we're going to be looking into the mental piece, and that's what's going on in your mind, your thoughts, your plans. So interesting enough, we have 7 of Wands again at the bottom of the deck this time. 7 of Wands upside down. So the basis with your mind is you're either one of two things. Maybe you're rocking the boat on purpose. You're bringing fights to people on purpose, or this could be somebody who brought a fight to you on purpose, somebody argumentative, very defensive over the point. Some people, defense is not bad. You know what I mean? Having a defense up, but people that are defensive over the point that's where we say overly defensive, right? And that's the basis here. And we have the Wheel of Fortune upside down. Somebody overly defensive led to things not really going so good in your mind. You could be this person that is overly defensive. Divine Feminine, this could be you. It could also be somebody that you're dealing with. Or this can be just an overly defensive about something. Overly defensive about something that was not good fortune, was not good karma. In the recent past, there's a big focus on it with the mind. Right now, We have the lovers, and the lovers is upside down. So that again, we're talking about a breakup. We're talking about separation here. And that's currently what your mind is going for. So emotionally, you're not feeling the need to fight for it. And in the mind, you're processing the break. You're processing that things are that you're not going to have a partnership with this person. In the near future, there's a give and there's a take energy with the Six of Pentacles. So something is given. You're thinking about giving something, or you could be thinking about taking something. Either one. Ultimately, it has to deal, and this is why Spirit is probably telling you in the near future, kind of keep your thoughts to yourself and everything, because especially if you're in this energy of taking, this is not something that people are used to from divine feminine. People are used to from divine feminine that divine feminine is giving and doesn't need anything. So if divine feminine is all of a sudden taking something, it's hard for them to process in their mind that this is right or this is wrong. And those opinions should not actually be, they don't matter. You know what I mean? Because ultimately you're living your life. And ultimately we have this Three of Cups upside down. Your mind is needing to process here with this Three of Cups. Even when we're talking about it emotionally, with that Ten of Pentacles and that Judgment card upside down, a need to forgive yourself. With this Three of Cups upside down, this is an overindulgence card. This is also an affair card. So if you are not in a relationship because somebody cheated, whether that's you or somebody else, this is in your mind ultimately. Um, This can also be an overindulgence, and overindulgence with drinking. Please watch out if you're drinking, because this is the second card that came up with drinking. Please watch out on overindulgence with drinking. Okay. Um, because what I'm seeing here is there's a bit of a dark period here for you, divine feminine. You are changing, you are maturing, you are going on to another path. You know, you're but this end of the cycle hurt a lot. And so you're going to be processing that pain, you're going to be processing what was lost, you're going to be processing all of this, and it's going to be a little difficult. I'm not going to lie. It's not going to be an easy road to process this emotionally and mentally, but pressure makes diamonds. And this is a part of the old you was going away. And so judge yourself from a distance. Don't judge yourself as yourself, but judge yourself as an outside person to give yourself that forgiveness. You know, take into account your age, take into account your experience, all of this kind of stuff. But don't be hard on yourself, because then you get into negative those negative cycles in your heart and in your mind. Now let's see what we have when it comes to spiritual advice. And this is about this last part is about passion and action and spiritual advice. So let's see here. Two, three. Okay, so we do have another card that fell out because it fell out upside down. We're going to look at that at the last part. This is the last part of the reading where we're looking at spiritual advice and everything. So here's the thing. We have the Goddess of Pentacles here. That's in the traditional tarot deck. That is the Queen of Pentacles. This is the mother. They're all mothers. All the queens are mothers, but this is a stable woman and is usually married. So somebody who has a significant other. a very abundant person. And then we also have the Daughter of Pentacles. Yeah, the Daughter of Pentacles. So while we have the Queen of Pentacles, the Goddess of Pentacles, we have the Daughter. So already I'm feeling a bit of a mother daughter base to this. And then we have a God of Cups upside down. It's a lot of court cards. So this is already three figures right now about what's going on. This could be a household. Two of Pentacles, things are balancing out. Now, things are not balanced, but trying to balance them out. You have the Goddess of Pentacles and the Daughter of Pentacles that are both right side up, so they're on the same page. And then you have this God of Cups upside down, this masculine energy that is not necessarily on the same page, actually really kind of keeping the emotional piece that is his responsibility in the house to himself. He's not connecting emotionally. And we have the Two of Pentacles upside down, which makes things imbalanced. And then we have the Eight of Cups, somebody leaving the situation. And we have the Eight of Swords, which creates a lot of stress. Somebody leaving the situation and creates a lot of stress. And that's how we're going to end the base here. So the basis of what we're talking about is somebody is leaving a situation. Somebody is, and it seems like it's the masculine energy that is leaving the situation. Three of Pentacles upside down, not being able to work together. Three people not being able to work together. Number 3, Pentacles. That's the center energy. We have the Four of Pentacles upside down. Things weren't stable in the recent past. I'm really feeling this has to deal a lot with finances. Finances, and inflicted onto a family dynamic. But this has to do a lot with finances here. And now we have the Fool upside down. Somebody being very cautious, not being able to take a chance, along with the Goddess of Cups here. And that's an emotionally available person. It's a highly emotionally available person. Somebody who's very loving, somebody who's very giving, and somebody's not wanting to take a chance on that Goddess of Cups, Cancer energy. And then we have the Daughter of Cups. So once again, we had the Goddess of Pentacles and the Daughter of Pentacles. Right side up, we have the Goddess of Cups and we have the Daughter of Cups, right side up. So this is a mother-daughter duo somehow, some way. This is a mother-daughter duo connection, and it really seems like one person is just not trying to work with this connection, and so instead they give up and they walk away. And it could either be because they feel trapped. But this Goddess of Cups and this Daughter of Cups have a Wheel of Fortune. For a lot of you, this is children. And then we have the High Priestess upside down. So here comes this third person again. Not in this energy. They're the odd person out. This mother-daughter duo is very fortunate. They are connected very well. I will say this. Divine Feminine, you could be the mother Or you could be the daughter, and then this is your mother that's your connection with. Or you could be a feminine energy, and this is either you as a feminine energy male, this is your daughter, or this is your mother. It could be an aunt or whatever. But this is a family line of feminine energy that is highly connected with it. And then there is a outside energy. It could be, for some of you, it could be a father. It could be the father of the household. A lot of you, that's kind of like, that's the easy answer. But it really could just be anybody from the outside. It could be the daughter's friend, the child's friend, I should say, or the mother's friend, or, an auntie, an uncle, grandparent, whatever it is. But this outside person, they didn't want to take a chance. They don't want to work in this duo, even though this duo is very lucrative. It's very fortunate. It has a lot of good, abundant energy into it. This mother daughter duo really creates a lot of abundance together just by being near each other. It's like they work together, they don't need to talk to each other. They can be miles apart and they're still connected with each other and they're still working together. They have psychic connection. And it's very, very, like I said, it's good luck. You know what I mean? And then at the end, we have this high priestess. Is somebody giving bad advice? Is somebody who doesn't really like it? Is somebody who, but they're on the other side of the fortune. But they didn't want to take a chance on this mother daughter duo. And they kind of seem that they lost out. Now, this is something that's happening right now. This person right now, this weekend, like today and maybe tomorrow, is going to be in this energy of, dang, I really messed up. I really lost out. I really got the short end of the stick because either they tried to tear into that connection, they try to alter that connection, they try to break that connection, but all that did was have them on the other side where they weren't getting any sort of fortune. Because this is a type of connection that nobody can break. Now, I will say we have the judgment upside down once again here. And this is the advice here. So, first thing right now, what you need to understand is whoever it is that you lost, I'm thinking for a lot of you guys, this is a relationship that you had with somebody. I'm not sure if it's necessarily romantic. Some of you, it can be a romantic relationship, but it could be a cousin, it could be a child, it could be something from family related, but you guys are always connected. Judgment upside down. There's forgiveness once again. You want to start your way on forgiving yourself. Start that this weekend. And after you start that this weekend, we have the hangman upside down. Things move forward. Moving forward towards a tower that is kind of struggling on coming down. And you're going to have to kind of choose your way. So ultimately, as you move forward, and this is about discernment, right? This is about discernment. So ultimately, you have the hangman upside down, something that was paused is moving forward, and it's this tower. This tower upside down was paused from falling down, but now, when you get the tower upside down, even if the tower is not coming down at the moment, it will come down eventually. It's not a good foundation. It cannot hold. right? And then you have the freedom to choose what you want to do. After that, you free yourself. And that's the advice for this weekend, is getting onto the journey of forgiving yourself off of a connection, forgiving yourself probably of something with family, and moving forward. You have to forgive yourself, though. You have to be gentle to yourself, because when you're gentle to yourself, you reflect that on the outside to you. Okay. Now, the thing that fell out is we have strength. Oh, that's beautiful. Your strength, your inner strength, your inner strength to forgive yourself, your inner strength to move forward, your inner strength to connect and keep this connection in this mother daughter duo, in this mother child duo, this feminine energy duo. This is a family line. And this is either you with your mother or this is you with your child. But the strength to keep that alive and to move forward despite what's going on the outside. Okay. So that's what I have for this weekend. The first 72 hours of Mercury Retrograde, Divine Feminine. Thank you so much. Watch out. And yeah, just enjoy yourself. I would look at this probably, if you have to look at this video again, you can look at it again, but that's it. All right. Bye bye.